All right, you're welcome to the payroll module of the Smart Review software. Basically, we're going to show us how flexible and how easy it is that Smart Review handles the payroll situation. Uh, all right, there are basic settings here which you don't need to bother too much about. But then we have the specific payroll setting is here. The system allows us to set up different scales of salaries, and they are what you call the gross salary that is attached to that particular so we can set that up here you know for as many as our skills can be, all right, with the effective date and when it's supposed to end and stuff like that. Then you have what we call, it allows us to set up what we call the payroll items. Payroll items actually describes everything or anything that has to do with the individual components of the payroll. For example, you have the basic salary, you have the housing, then you have transportation, then you have entertainment and stuff like that. Now, each of these, are things that is dependent on our environment, exactly what we want to, what are the components of the payroll. So I think they're quite familiar. But one of the interesting things I wanted to see here is the fact that every entity within the payroll item has very interesting classification. So basic type, it's either a basic, allowance, or deductions. And then the frequency is actually recurrence frequency. We have perpetual, we have limited, and we have random. When you're talking about perpetual, that's something that is something that occurs without anything to stop it. But limited is something like things that has to do with loans and deductions and stuff like that. And then we also have we have what we call the random. These are things that just happens maybe at any time in the month, like bonuses, commission, 13th month salary, and things that are not really predictable. That but then they are items that takes place depending on the situation. These are the things that actually we want to include in payroll for specific staff at the end of the month. Those are the usual adjustment that you do monthly. All right, apart from those things that are regular and perpetual. So basically, those just after that, you are free to move on. Every other thing is attaching this to the individual staff and something like that. These are very basic things. So having shown us that, you can see that the payroll is something that can then begin to run once we have set it up. For example, under the basic payroll, you can see that once it is run, it produces a grid that looks like this, where you have the individual staff, and then you have the components of the items here. So you can have the gross salary, the total allowance, total deductions. But if you want to look at the details of what makes that up as a regular salary, just click on that button, and then you can have a sample basic payroll slip. Now, this basic payroll slip is not the what you call the pay slip, in the sense that there might be things that are occurred in that month that makes it a little bit different, like the commissions and some other things. So that those are the things that separates it from the standard pay slip. So if you come here, we can look at the real payroll, and then you'll notice that there are no dates most of the time attached to the basic. This is just the basic template. So if you come here, you can look at monthly pay slips. For example, this is like a pay slip that is for April 2019, and then you can select any of the stuff that you're interested in. You can see the pay slip, so you can see the staff level, and some other things here. And then you can see the pay slip. These are the items of the pay slip, and then these are the the different summations of the pay slip. And this is something that you can send or you can print as PDF, and then you can actually allow the staff to actually access their payroll directly, because they will just be limited to seeing only the payroll that relates to them. So the payroll for Smart Review extremely flexible, takes care of things like loans and loan deduction, and also special items that really does not fall into any of this. With very good understanding of your system, we can set it up for you, and you find it extremely useful. Thank you.